Good morning, everybody. Traffic watch, we're good right now as well. Well, we kind of got a heads up on this toward the end of last week. Chad, your last name, Chad?
Is Mosher.
All right, Chad was on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. What city are you from?
I'm from Flint.
He's from Flint. Now, your show, the shows that you were on aired Thursday and Friday, right, of last week?
Yes, it did. Yep, it's finished Friday.
So there's nothing we can't talk about, right?
No, we can talk about just about anything you want.
Okay, I didn't catch the show. Did you win $1 million?
Not quite, but I won $43,550.
Hello!
Good for you.
I'm pretty happy with that.
Good for you.
Imagine. Hey, how did all of this come about? How did you get on the show?
Okay, so in the middle of July, I heard that they were having auditions coming to Chicago. Mm-hmm. And my friend Rich and I were like, well, we've seen the show. We know we could probably do all right on this. Actually, last year, I traveled to New York City to actually audition specifically for the show.
Okay.
But I didn't pass the test then. So I figured, well, we might as well give it a second shot. So we traveled to Chicago, and we passed a 30-question test. You have to answer 30 questions in about 10 minutes.
Okay.
And you have to get a certain number right in order to pass that portion of the test. And so they announced all the names that did. And we went and we interviewed with some of the producers to see if we were, telegenic enough or peppy or whatever enough to be on the show. And a couple weeks later, I got a call from the producers saying they wanted me to fly down to New York in 3 weeks to be a contestant on Millionaire.
Well, nice. Now, some of the questions you had to answer, were they difficult? Were they kind of a mix of questions?
It's definitely a mix. They ranged as something from what do you use to drink a milkshake to what measurement or how many gallons are in a bushel and a peck. So they definitely range from, easier to hardest. But since it's a newer version, they shuffle up all the questions, so you're not sure when you face a question if it's ridiculously easy or if it's hard like you think it is.
So how nervous were you on a 1 to 10, with 10 being nervous?
Probably about a 9, because I'm not really nervous in front of the cameras and the lights. But the fact that there's so much money on the line and that you don't really know if it's an easy or a hard question sometimes, that makes it very nervous.
Now, this money that you made, what do you plan on doing with it?
Well, I definitely have some student loans that I need to pay off. I'll be working towards that.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? It's okay to be frivolous sometimes, and I think I'd like to take a trip to Vegas and experience what it's like to be a high roller for a day.
Look
good
at you,
for you.
man. You sound like an ambitious young fella. So how was the host of the show? Was she good?
Meredith Vieira, she seems so nice on TV. She's 20 times nicer in person. She is such a nice lady. She really wants everybody to win the $1 million. I think we had a really nice rapport together. She seemed to really enjoy me, and I liked her company, and she's a sweetheart. She really is.
So does she talk to you off the air when you're in commercial break?
Yeah, a little bit. She tries to keep me calm and make sure that, she makes me understand that she's loving how the game's going, and she really wants to make sure that everybody's having a good time and isn't going to, sweat out of their boots.
Now, was there any animosity between you and the other contestants? Any competitiveness there?
That's the best thing about this, because if you're waiting in the green room for a show like Jeopardy, eventually you're going to have to face some of these people. With Millionaire, no, everybody wants everybody to do very well, and we got to know each other very well, and the fact that we would never have to face each other made it so much better.
All right. That sounds very interesting. So off to Vegas now to be a high roller and paying off some of the student loans.
Yes, most definitely.
All right. Well, Chad, thanks for calling us. We really appreciate the insight on it.
Thanks for having me on. I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's kind of exciting. Most people don't get an opportunity to do that in their life. Obviously, you have a DVR of that. You've got recordings of yourself on national television. Are you somewhat of a celebrity now in your neighborhood?
I'm trying to milk it as much as I can.
Well, yeah. Good for you. Might as well, right?
The Friday after that, I walked into a local convenience store and tried to see how many people would recognize me, and that turned out pretty well.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's kind of nice. Well, Chad, hey, thank you once again for chatting with us, and good luck.
Thank you very much, sir.
All righty. That is Chad. He was on Millionaire last Thursday and Friday.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah.
And I'm not surprised about the Meredith Vieira comment. She seemed like she would be a very nice person. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she does.
And good for him. I think he got $40,000. That's pretty good.
Very good.
All right, it's 8:35 right now. Cards 108.